good. I think it's going. Yes, it is. Success.
You're not going to make it sing, are you?
No, I'd like to do that. No. So, thank you for being here. It's really nice. Yeah. The very first thing, well, most people have noticed when I let them in, is I've got no shoes on. Okay? Now, I know I get bitten alive by the things, you know, I'm very susceptible to things in the garden, but no shoes on. And I know some of you are really attached to being safe and warm, especially now, because it's getting a bit sort of cold. But take your shoes off. And take your socks off. If you can't take your shoes off, then leave your socks off or something. But let your feet breathe. Let your toes connect to the ground.
I'm a bit worried because I'm in company and I've been gardening all day and...
Right. You're far enough away from everyone. How does your feet feel on the ground? You know? Good. It feels good, doesn't it? You go without shoes.
I don't wear shoes.
Well, take them off.
I've got them on now.
You don't have to.
I'm out in the garden and I've seen my next door neighbours like come
You're
through
very wise.
gypsies or something where they never wore shoes.
You see what it is your intuition here is working really well, okay? That is why you're not wearing shoes. Or when you don't want to. My mother was the same, and she went around all the time without shoes, and I used to think, oh, she's always doing that. Actually, there's been research. If you go onto my Facebook page, Nancy Finch St Austell, there's something I put on yesterday that shows you the evidence. If you want to read through it, feel free. It talks about why we should take our shoes off and how it actually oxygenates your brain, it helps your brain to function better, it helps your body to fix, to regenerate, you know, it helps all those nerve endings in your feet. They ground you, they restore you. It's like having a reflexology when you walk across the ground. So that's just on here. This is not even grass. But that evidence alone will show you why you should do it. But Rob saw me earlier, outside on that little piece of ground there, as you come in the front door, and there was me on the grass bit, and it's a bit mucky out there, but I don't care. You see, your feet actually harden up. It's like shoes. You can't get germs through your feet, by the way. It's just the centre of your feet is sensitive, but you're risen off the ground anyway, most of it.
He says I dirty the carpet.
Well, that's the truth, but you always have a wet one as you come in. The thing is, you'll live longer. Indians say that you should always have, North American Indians say that you should get out there on the grass. Now, the grass is better, but as long as you've got no shoes on, your feet are connecting you, sensations, to your whole body. And you are you're benefiting your body every day by doing it. So take your shoes off, even if it's for 5 minutes. You know, people go straight into slippers, or straight into shoes.
I started going to Tesco's without my shoes and socks.
Well, I used to do it all the time when I was a teenager. I used to go everywhere.
A little bit stretch. I'm stretching it.
Well, I used to do it everywhere I went, and people used to look really a bit strange at me. But, you know, I even ran, a friend of mine came around the other day, and he said, let's just go for a quick run, because I need to run, I need to get fitter. I don't do exercise. So, but I do a lot of chi energy. Moving around with chi energy is almost as good as doing fast activity, you know. So he said, let's run to the edge of the estate. I said, all right, I can't find any shoes to wear. I'm not going to, I'll just run barefoot. So there was me running round the estate with bare feet and back again. It's really good for you. I'm not suggesting you do this. I'm suggesting that just be free, just break out of that little box. You know, give it a go. Who does wear no shoes and goes outside? Anyone? Yeah, so you do. So this is really, really good.
I'm missing out here.
Well, it's better to do it with grass. It's better to do it with grass. Don't, you know, obviously concrete, you get hardened after a while. But it's being around here. Your feet, chakras, you've got chakras in your feet. These little chakras, you've heard of chakras. These are little energy zones in your body. And they look like that. Kind of. They're represented by colour here, okay? But you've got 7 main energy points in your body, which are little batteries, like mobile phone batteries, okay? They all function better when you connect to the earth. Because this main battery, right down here, is your main battery for fixing the whole lot. It's the most dense battery.
You mean the sacral chakra?
The sacral chakra, the red. So the main battery connects to the ground. And we just don't connect to it anymore. We're in shoes all day. If we're not going to go out and we connect to, the car's got tyres on it, we don't connect to the ground. So if you can, grounding is really good.
Root chakra.
Root chakra, yeah. You know a bit about that already, so, yeah. So, if you could just stand, has anyone not got a garden, you can still stand somewhere, like in a park. I've got people doing this all the time. You see people doing Tai Chi in other countries, in the parks and things, they're not shy.
Oh, it
Yeah? Mm.
They need a poke.
We just need to be reminded. If we're reminded about what makes us happy, what makes us healthy and well, then we can practice it and play. I did it I had to do it by my own conviction. I had to do I walk the talk seriously. So that's a good pun. But I basically, at all weathers, even if it's snowing outside, your chakras in your feet, once you connect to the ground and the earth, your chakras will warm you up. Your feet will become hot, even in snow. And I've actually felt the ground when I got off the ground and felt the heat on the grass. That's how amazing
Is that how
it
you
is.
melt the snow from behind your car?
That's it, just stand there. You can just beam it with your hand. But it really does work. My feet are boiling right now, and that's because the base chakra's open. My base chakra's open because I was out on the grass. I could have done it. Your chakra's open by yoga, movement, singing, happy emotions, all of those things will open your energies. But you might wonder why I'm going on about that when I'm talking about how to cope in a changing world, you know? Because it does affect you. Your thoughts, your feelings affect each one of those chakra areas. Now, most people here, they know me from either doing treatments or working with them or teaching them. You know, you've seen me a few times to know that there's always some strong evidence behind everything I say. Okay? And you've walked the talk as such. Most of you have known me for a few years or a few weeks, doesn't matter. They're all using the techniques I'm showing them and feeling physically better. All my talks that I do, and I'm planning on doing quite a few of them, it's because it's called Nan Talks, and everyone knows that Nan can talk. So I'm not shy and I'm not frightened to talk, but that's just basically loosely put upon like the TED Talks we were talking about earlier. You've heard of TED Talks, and TED Talks are like a YouTube thing you can get, and you can go on and you can hear lots of people talking about lots of interesting, empowering subjects. Well, I thought, why not have a Nan Talk? You know, and everyone knows I can talk. So Nan Talks was always to identify something, hold it up, something that's not making you feel good or well, and then I'm going to help reform it. Let's turn that worry around. Let's make us feel more secure. Exactly, you know, the opposite of whatever's causing a problem. It all comes from your mind. Your mind controls your body. You know, there's lots of reasons why I'm going to explain why you should be positive in a negative world or whatever you're experiencing. Everyone's got something in this room that they're either worried about, concerned about, insecure on a subconscious level at least. We might be positive, we might be really proactive, we might be confident, but underneath, are we worried about something? The only way we really know that is if we've got any aches and pains in our body. If we've got any aches and pains, there is definitely something going on with worry. Because it's not what you did in the garden that made it happen. It's not this bike ride or that. It's no outside thing that's usually caused it. That energy, for some reason, has got lower and when it gets lower, it's like having a low battery that you can't maintain or fix your body well. See? So you get a back.
Do you mean more specifically that if you don't maintain your
emotional well-being,
inner sort of chakra energy levels in every zone,
yeah,
then it's like having a lower immune system.
Yeah.
And then you go out in the garden, you dig something, and you pull a muscle
and
in
you
your back.
think it's because of the garden did too much.
That's the thing that trips it.
That's right. That's right.
So
Yeah, totally got it.
It's
So
like
that's
symbiotic.
yeah, it is, and it seems like it's an outside thing that's
Yeah,
caused
so you
it.
think, oh, it's 'cause of-
Ironically, if you're taking care of yourself emotionally, then these energies are invisible. You can't see them, but they're so. You'll know because you have hot feet. You'll know because you haven't got an aching pain in your body. But there's not one person, usually in a room, that hasn't got something that's been an ache or a pain. I'll give you an example. Frozen shoulder I had a couple of months back. I never get ill, people know that. But frozen shoulder, I couldn't move it, I was in agony. What's going on with that? Is that my fault? Is that something I'm not taking care of emotionally? Yes, it was. Absolutely. Take full responsibility. It was because I had a situation in the family that I couldn't speak about to them. I couldn't confront them about it. I couldn't make it better. I couldn't help that person in my family. So this one was about restriction. This area here, if you're feeling tied up with your thoughts and feelings, and you can't get them out, and you can't say to so-and-so, I want to help you, or this will do you good, or they can't hear you, this is the first one that shuts down. That's your throat area here. So of course, the frozen shoulder, I'd start from here, it was up here, that's what I had because it was low. So how did I undo it? I had to be aware of what was shutting it down in the first place. And so I simply undone it that way, and I haven't got that problem. I'm very quickly healed. I didn't for 6 months. I suffered it without thinking, hang on a minute, because I'm aware of every gift in every situation. And once I addressed that feeling, I suddenly pinned it down to an emotion. Now, each chakra has different emotions. So if you worry, and tonight's all about worry. Tonight is how the base chakra, I'm concentrating on the red. I'm concentrating on the main battery, because this is what I'm going to be airing all the way through my talks. Each time we'll be talking about different areas of the body and different emotional causes for that, and how we can undo that very, very easily and very logically, very simply. Okay? And simple is the answer. It becomes a game rather than a pressure. But, you know, you don't put poison in your water, you don't put poison in your tea. But we put poisonous thoughts in our bodies without even realising it. When you put the news on, you've got Brexit, or you've got family stuff, or someone rang you up, or someone's come in and everyone's going, oh my God, what's going to happen? And of course, we're right to be concerned about things because you want to be in control, and that safety has always been based on that control. But if you can just be a little bit objective and realise that that isn't making me feel good, that's making me feel bad, then we can change that. You know, my talks are about holding something up, identifying what is holding us back. Then reforming it and turning it over so it works for you, and then empowering you. Empowering you is something that you can do. So today, and every talk, will be about identifying, but also giving you some practical tools that you can have fun with. And when you have fun with these tools, they are going to empower you, keep you well, because you'll feel better and you won't know why. There's quite a few people in this room that when I give emotional tools to, feel better. And it's not about whether that situation got better or that person got better or whatever. It's always about how they take responsibility for those feelings themselves. See? And it's as simple as that. I mean, that's what I do in all my talks. I'm writing a book called The Choice Is Mine, and what I'm doing, I'm writing it, my intuition tells me I should be taking it out in the subject 101 exercises for everybody, for all those different areas. So you can imagine, if you've got an ache or pain here, there's some exercises that can help feed your subconscious to create the balance that you're looking for. So that's what I'm intending to do for you. So, but your mind, now most of you don't, well you probably do know this, but 97% subconscious. 97%. We're talking and listening and communicating with 3%. That's the top of the iceberg. Underneath here is all those thoughts and feelings, all those experiences you've had when you were, I don't know, last week, last year, when you were a child. It's not all bad, but it's all in there. And so I like to describe it a bit as a pond. And there's your pond.
Is our subconscious not just that part of our mind that we're just not aware of?
Mm.
So it's
That's
not
right.
necessarily something that's
Oh, it's not a bad thing, it's just,
deep
it's a
and
hidden
far away
thing.
and not connected.
You're always connected to it.
Always connected to it.
Your dreams are connected to it, and you'll have weird dreams and you think, why did I dream that? Your subconscious is getting rid of the thought of feeling an anxiety or worry. We all worry about something. Well, the very word worry is dropping something into that subconscious, and your brain goes, oh, that's not good. Last time I worried, that was bad. The very word worry is enough to make your energies go down. And if anyone's heard of kinesiology, I can show you that. I can show you how your energies on the inside. I'm going to do a demonstration anyway. But basically, your body's energies will be weaker. You won't be as strong. You won't be as fit, and you won't be able to knock off, to avoid things like illnesses or imbalances very easily. If, like you say, your immune system on an emotional level is low. So that's why we have to take responsibility for it. See? So it's very important we identify, not hide away from it, not say, I'm not worried, I'm just not going to think about that. Because it still sits in there. As soon as you've listened to someone whinging on the phone when you're family, or as soon as you've, I don't know, something bad comes, a bill comes through, or your house is broken in some way or something, security issues make you think about those things, and you might want to help your family. There's not one person here that can't relate to that. You've all got something. Is it family? Is it house? Is it work? Is it money? What is it?
I haven't got anything to worry about, so don't worry about that.
Now that's true. Now that's a form of trust, and that also shuts down the base. It works on those two as well. We'll be talking about that when we get to that area. But if, I know exactly what you're talking about, your subconscious is throwing up something of, well, hang on a minute, this is all right now. It's like spinning plates. And have you noticed when that bit's all right and the health is all right and the family's all right, hang on a minute, something's going to go wrong. I just know it.
Yeah,
It
I'm
can't-
about
yeah, yeah. A lot of us are. I was the world's worst worrier. I could have had an award in it. I woke up worried. I worried all down through the day. I was always anxious and worried because I thought if I can anticipate a problem, then I can prevent it. But what was I doing? I was always ill. I always had something wrong with me or some ache or pain and not connecting the two until recently, until a few years back. So I decided not to worry, nothing need change. I decided to change my mind. So I thought, I'm going to take that worry and I'm going to chuck that away. And I might be concerned, but that concern can be overcome. And I'm going to show you tools how to do that. Some of you know that. Huh?
Where are you going to
That's what we're going to do. That's what we're going to do. Some of you know. And I'm saying, you might think, why do they come back if they know this? They come back because they're going to get extra bits and how other people use it and how successful it's been for everyone. We need to reinforce it. Getting back to what you just said, it's all about trust. If we don't trust it to last. Because there may be other issues there. Do I deserve to keep that? Am I okay? Is it all right to have lots of money or good things happen to me? Those subconscious thoughts might be coming up from something we don't even know about. It's happened years ago. So it's good to understand it so you can change it. Everyone at some point will use the word worry. You know, I'm worried about so and so. And because you've got a big heart and you love your family, or because you want to help somebody, you might think, well, I've got to worry about them. That proves I love them. But it's a bit like this. You've got two boats. And people like this one because it does work very well. There's three things I'm going to give you. So, two boats. You're one of the boats. And your family or friends or someone that you care about is the other boat. I don't know if I've shown you this one, but I haven't. Good. So, yeah, I'll use this in my mindfulness stuff as well. So, okay, you've got two boats. You're one, your friend or someone you care about is the other, okay? I've had this in my own family, and I've had to use this in a very serious situation that most people would be 10 out of 10 worried. But, you know, anyway. So, okay, your friend or someone you love has got a hole in their boat, and they're sinking. And you're watching them sink, and you're feeling every feeling that they're feeling. Because you love them, because you care about them. Well, you don't put a hole in your boat just so that you can join them, because what happens is, you're coming down together. Yes, it's company for each other, but it's not going to do them any good. And all that happens is you're going to get ill as well, or suffer every feeling that they suffer. And that's not going to help them or you. And there's three reasons why you shouldn't do that. If you could be I'll tell you those in a minute, if you could be the boat without the hole, then you're up here and you're jogging down, metaphorically, a feeling of love, support, you know, you can still support people without having a hole in your boat. They've got somewhere to come up to. You see? If we have a hole in our boat, we've got nowhere to come up to, you're both sinking. So if you just think to yourself, next time you're tempted to use that worry word about someone you care about, just think, no, I've got the boat without the hole, okay? There's no hole in my boat. And the reason why you have to do that is to be objective, means that your batteries work well. If you worry, you're going to hurt yourself and not help them at all. In fact, it makes it harder for them. So, next time you're in that situation, and there's bound to be more, just remember that they could come up to you. You know, they've got somewhere to come to. Now, one of my family said to me, oh, it must have been so worrying for you when I was really ill. I said, no, I've got no hole in my boat. I will not put a hole in my boat. That doesn't mean I don't love my family. It means I will not sacrifice my own well-being. It wouldn't have helped. Now, there's three different aspects to this. That wouldn't have helped my body. That's a good enough reason not to do it, okay? Because you need to be there for the person you love. So it's very important that you don't feel their feelings. Got it?
Were you trying to take them on board?
you would take people on board, yeah.
On
yeah,
board your boat.
yeah, but they might sink your boat. They've got a hole in there, they might sink. Good point. But you need them to come up and independently be okay. And they can only do that by example, maybe. Be positive. It's going to be okay. You have to keep objective, keep positive. It's going to be alright, it's going to be okay. I throw down love, I throw down support. And wait for that boat to come up. Okay? Or put a plug. One of my clients gets a real plug and she hangs it up. And she says, right, I'm going to put that to remind me there's no hole in my boat. I'm going to plug it up every time. So it's a great reminder. You need to do that because having a hole in your boat is going to make you sink. Okay? Also, by the law of attraction, does anyone know about the law of attraction? The law of attraction is kind of what you think about, you attract. So there's a big subject about that, but keeping it very simple, if you were to buy an orange car, and you say, I'm the only person with an orange car, and you go out and you're thinking of orange car, that's what you're thinking of, your thoughts and attentions on that orange car. You go around the corner and there's loads of people with orange cars suddenly. Well, they haven't suddenly magically appeared. You've just noticed because your energy is in that field of noticing that particular thing. So you're attracting more of what you're noticing. You see what I'm saying? You're thinking, I'm going to think of this, I'm going to attract more of it. I know two brothers that can walk down the same street, and one brother is expecting trouble. And everywhere he goes, he expects trouble. Oh. Everywhere he goes, and everywhere he goes, he gets trouble. The other brother can walk down the same street, minutes apart. He goes down there, he's full of life, he's just a lovely, happy chap. He never, ever, ever, ever has any trouble. All he attracts into his life is what he is, what he expects. Now, I'm not saying that we deserve any of those things, but when on a subconscious level you're in a place of anxiety, you probably find that the next 5 minutes there's something else that makes you anxious. Oh no, oh look, there's something over there. And I know from experience that when I was doing that every day, when I wake up worried all through the day, I would wonder why there's a horrible bill comes through. Oh, that's no good, and that's happened, and my family's done it. And I would say, see, I knew that was going to go wrong. And the more I did that, the more I reinforced it. And the more I reinforced it, the more I got. Does that make sense to people? If you woke up and you said, I am so lucky, really good things happen to me, I am just so lucky, you would attract that and you'd feel it.
That's gratitude, isn't it?
That as well. You could say that if you use any subject you like that makes you feel good.
You can say that about even negative situations.
But that's what I'm saying. If you're worried about something, it's a negative feeling. It makes you feel heavy.
You can flip it up by flip it around by being grateful for a situation that you used to think was oppressive and making you ill. Or you can turn it around and you can accept it and thereby
acceptance is a good thing.
Change it.
Yeah.
And it will change.
Yeah. Because what you've done from there, you see, imagine worry is a low vibration thought. And it's a very good point, it's very easy to mention, you make good points. But the worry is a low vibration thought that measures perhaps, down here. It's not good, it's not a very good energy. When you turn a worry around or an anxiousness or a heaviness or a pressure, you're not actually, you have to almost be blind-faced to this. You have to go, no, it's going to be fine, without thinking how. That's the trick. Because that fools your mind, and your mind releases the energy. If you could be positive, like Rob just said, turn it around blindly and just think, okay, that's going to be okay. You might think, well, what happens if it doesn't? Well, what happens if you've got a bigger chance of it happening if you think the positive? And while you're doing it, even if you didn't believe in the law of attraction, you've just opened those energies up in your body. It's worth doing it just for that. Okay? There's nothing bad going to happen by being positive. I used to think, oh, if I think something bad, then that I can control it. I know it's going to happen. I'm just going to imagine everything goes wrong. Then nothing worse can happen. I used to think that. And then I turned it all around when I realised that my body wasn't working as well as it does now. I was the most ill 30-year-old you've ever met. For years and years, at that time especially, I was really every day. And now I'm 60 and I'm fit now. And it's not because I do anything. It's because I feel better. My mind feels better.
You found the ultimate exercise.
The ultimate exercise to make everything work better. Okay, and it makes me a great influence on other people because I tend to be positive all the time. Everything can be turned around. Every single bad thing, there is something good in, I can find it for you. But that's another area. When we get to here, I can show you how to how to turn around negatives into positives and see something great that you can learn from, something you can really use. And all the tools I use, you keep. Imagine you have a toolbox, and these tools are going to be something you can use at any time you need it. So today you might need that tool. You might need the boat today. You might need something else tomorrow. So you add these tools, and they quite often fit together. And they fit together. I'll use that one and I'll use that one because they almost do the same thing but stronger effect. Yeah? I'm looking at you because you do use a lot of my tools together. And you can see the difference. When you use one, they're going to work. Positive thoughts are positive energy. They open up your energies and they attract something good to happen. That's the thing we don't always realise. And there's not enough evidence. Well, there is evidence, but you don't see it every day. But there is evidence. I've got lots. I think what I might do is print off some evidence. Doctors, scientists, I love scientists. And I'll give you some reference points to go and read, I think. There is only one book I've got for you to look at today. But there is lots of other names and I'll put them together. And if anyone wants that, either you can email me or come back and I'll do another whole sheet of references you can have. So another thing I like to give out, and what stopped me from doing years and years of worrying, is a very simple visual thing. I want you to imagine, you can do a fun one in a minute. This is quite good as a visual, just straight away in your mind. If everyone here doesn't have to tell me about anything, but unfortunately we just have to use this because we're going to dismiss it. If you think of anything for more than 17 seconds, it's digested into your body. It's like poison in the bottom. It goes straight down. That thought goes right down here to the base. That thought, that worry, has already done the damage after 20 seconds. Unless you can do something to 20 seconds to overcome it. You know? It's like a fingernail. You need to drop these quick. Well, this is a thought that's a worry, okay? All right? Just everyone, if they think of one right now, don't have to tell me, something you're worried about last week or last year, yeah? That's bad for you, okay? Before it gets to 17 seconds, let's cross it out in our minds. Cross it out. Take a mindful detachment. Cross it out. You're not having it. No, not having it. I should have put no and yes under here, but no is what we're saying in our minds. Not getting ill. Not having something wrong with me. Not having the bills not paid. Got it? You all done that? Now, I want you to think of this for 20 seconds, just to make sure we go over 17. I want you to smile. I want you to feel, and be actresses and actors. I want you to smile and pretend right now in your mind, because remember that mind doesn't know if you're telling a lie or truth. You're going to look at that, and I'm going to imagine the opposite of that worry. So who can think of the opposite? You've got the opposite of that worry? Yeah? Take a deep breath. Not when you're drinking. Take a deep breath and feel it. And now just smile. I want you to be really happy as if it's just happened. That is exactly the solution you wanted. Keep thinking it. Feel it, smile, feel it, breathe it. Experience it for 17 seconds. I'm going to keep talking to you because I know how long 17 seconds is. Don't need to look at my watch, but isn't it great? Yes, yes, yes is what you're saying when you are thinking of that. It's enough to change the cells in your body. The Tsurumoto, Japanese scientist, I will let you have a look at that later. He will show you proof of what that thought just did. Very famous scientist, I met him. He shows you that when you're happy or when you're thinking that thought, your cells' energies inside you expand and become more. They expand and become healthier. Otherwise, if we worry, it's like a microwave meal. All our cells go into a very tight little place. We shrink our energies. But if we could just be, it's doing that, it's worth that alone. It goes through your whole body, but especially stops you worrying, as I explained to Masuru. I was explaining why different emotions have different places of the body, and I've had years of finding it out. So if anyone wants to ask me, how do I know this? I can give you some evidence. So I like logic. So if we did this, cross it out straight away, as soon as you recognise it, it's not always easy because we're so used to putting worry down there. And we put it behind us, and we go and do something so we don't think of it. Keep busy, or whatever. It's still there. So the way to find out is to see where your shoulders are. Are you happy or are you heavy? If your shoulders are up here and you're stressed, I used to work like this, it's really showing you that there's some tension in your body. Where are your shoulders? Is your posture like this? Or are you standing up? If I said you won the lottery, you'd feel a lot better, you know? If I thought of something sad, you'd show your shoulders would be down and you'd be like this, wouldn't you? Or if you've got tension in your body, they'd be up here, you know? So be aware of your body's natural clue as to whether you're feeling stressed or worried. And stress is here, by the way, so I'm not going to talk too much about that. We're talking about deep down worry and insecurity. You just lost your job, just been made redundant. I have a view on that. Anything that happens for a reason. And when you have that explained to you and you've got hope that something good's going to come from that, and I can promise you it will. I can challenge every single person that says, well, what about that? And that's terrible. And Brexit and all the rest of it. I know that you can have something good that will come from it. I just know it's going to happen. It's also, it's almost like having a little prayer. I'm not going to go into religion or anything, but if you have a thought, and you have a thought, and you have a thought, and we all think the same thing, it's a bit like collective consciousness. I don't know if anyone's heard of that. Your good thought is going to be bigger than the sum of the people in the room. It's going to be a very powerful energy that helps to influence other people in a good way. So it's worth doing it for that, you know. Now, I've already talked about the mind-body link with Tsurumoto. Yes, so if anyone's ever done the law of attraction or understands the law of attraction, you know, I'm having a really good day today, I'm on holiday and everything's good happening, they have a wonderful day all the way through. And if you wake up in the morning, you stub your toe and you've got a puncture in the car and, oh, give me one of those days. Well, what have you just done? You have just reaffirmed that to yourself. You've just told yourself you're going to have one of those days. And what do you have? One of those days. You think about that. You try it out. You don't want to be doing it really because it's bad for you. But do the opposite. I wake up, even if it's terrible weather and you've got no money and everything goes wrong, lie to yourself. I'm the most honest person. I'll tell you all the truth all the time. But if you lie to yourself and say, actually, my leg doesn't hurt today, even if he does, you know, my car, I get a new car, and all those things that you might need, you know. I'm giving examples for myself one day that I woke up, everything was wrong, everything. You name it, family, money, house, everything. Car broke down, got in my heart, it was awful. And the weather was bad, and I came downstairs thinking I was 9, 10 out of 10. Really, really, you know, low. And another way to gauge it, if 1 to 10 being how happy you are, I was on 1. I was definitely on 1. So I thought, this is not like me. It's a few years ago, not like me. So I started dancing and singing around the kitchen and pretending I'm happy. Your brain doesn't know the difference. So as soon as I did that, it was amazing. I just thought, wow, I just feel better already. My body was straighter. I felt more energy. And then the phone went and someone gave me an answer to one of the problems I had. And I found myself automatically being steered in the right direction. Another thought came up. So you can't have good thoughts when you're feeling low. You'll only have more. So you have to kid yourself on to get yourself in a place, oh, why didn't I think of that before? Oh, I'll go and ring that so-and-so up and that'll be fine. Within about half an hour, every single thing that I was whinging about had turned around completely. The car didn't cost me anything. I had more work. My family turned up and, oh, we had the most wonderful day. But I wouldn't have had, and I wouldn't have felt good if I'd have carried on with that original thought. We have got control over what we think.
But lying to yourself doesn't change the tyre.
No. But it changes your body's energy. If you say, it's okay, I'm going to get that tyre fixed, it'll be fine, you've just protected yourself from being low. And by the law of attraction, someone's going to come along and fix your tyre for you. It's the way it works. If you don't know about law of attraction things, I can explain that to you afterwards. I can be happy to. I do workshops on it to explain that your thoughts are attracting more of the same. So if myself as an example, when I used to worry for England, I lived in a perpetual state of worry. And I wondered why, but I didn't know, I had no idea I was actually making that happen. I was attracting into my life more things I didn't want. Or it would seem, even if you don't believe in the law of attraction, everything seems bad. So it doesn't, the happiness level's still low. Go to a park with your child or grandchild. and you're having a wonderful time, the sun is shining and you're having a great time, suddenly the child's lost. Have you noticed how black the sky feels? Have you noticed how bad that place feels? Your whole perception of that park will change because you are worried. You get it? Now, I'm not saying that you have to pretend you're not worried, but I'm saying look at the difference, and it was just a perception. Your perception of something is enough to change it. You know? And so what it's worth doing, it's worth thinking of, when you get that worry, just get rid of it. Detachment is the answer. When you detach from it, it doesn't mean you're hiding from it. You've held it up. That doesn't make me feel good. I'm going to think of the opposite. You managed it just now with this. You might be able to do it with a boat. The reason why I'm giving you 3 things tonight is because if this one suits you today, it might be great. It might be that one you fancy. You do it in your mind. That's worth doing just for your body. See how you feel just with your body. And then you'll notice, while you're doing that, as a side effect, you are changing the synapses in your brain. Now, when you have a thought, whatever thought it is, it forms a pathway in your brain, like a train track. So you've heard of electrical impulses in your brain. You've probably seen it on telly or something. What happens is if you've got a worry or something that's negative, it has a pathway. So this makes me feel this. It always has, always will. There it goes. And it's formed a very strong pathway. You can always shut that door if you want, darling. You sure? Okay. So I thought it might make you a bit warmer. So anyway, the pathway is formed, and we've been doing that, myself included, for many, many years. That makes me worry. There we go. There's a very strong connection there. It's a very strong pathway. If you do something for 30 times, you reinforce it. You can form a new pathway. If you did this for 30 times, you formed a new pathway in your mind. So every time you change your mind, and you're going to think, no, that's not happening, I'm having this, you are changing the synapses. You're forming a brand new track in your mind. This has been proved over and over again. A brand new track in your mind. There we are, brand new. It feels a bit weird at first because it's squeaky clean minds here.
Are there neurologists that can back that up?
Yes, exactly. Yes, yeah. And people have done this. There's lots of evidence around. I can get it all for you. Basically, a new pathway is what you've formed in your mind. Now, if you do that for 30 times, every time you get a worry, I'm going to do that again, it feels like effort. It feels like you've got a junction box and it's, got to do it again. And at first it feels like an effort. But when you've done that a few times, it's no longer an effort. It becomes an automatic thing. And once it becomes an automatic thing, you might occasionally go back down the worry line again. Well, that will feel really weird. You'll notice it straight away because your body will feel it. And that's straight away the reason why you'll go, I don't like that feeling. Oh yes, I'm going to use that tool. There we go. Back on track again. On the right track. So this is what you have. This is a game you can play with your subconscious. Your subconscious is so big, it's that big pool, that big pond that I talked about. Okay, and it looks like it's got clear water. If anyone's ever had a pond, I had. It looked clear. The fish were nice, lovely. But you put a stick in that pond and you stir it round. And all the muck from the bottom of the pond comes to the top, doesn't it? There it is. It's at the top of the pond and now you can't see any of the water. Well, this is our subconscious. If we have a stimulus, something that makes us feel stirred up over anything, whether it's pressure, worry, stress, whatever, it's taking all of that stuff from the bottom of the pond. This is all stuff that's happened from years and years and years ago. These that I give you are filters for the pond. So you filter it. You're not even having to work hard. It's only one thing you're doing. But the filter is taking it and making it cleaner. And it's doing it for you. You haven't got to go back to any incident or any worry or any pressure or any problem. You're just doing it right now because now is where the power is. Right now. People will quite often realise that when they... Doesn't matter what happened yesterday. Right now is my new life. Here is my choice. That's why the book's called The Choice Is Mine. It's about choosing whether you want clean water or not. We get so used to dirty water. All my life I had dirty water in my pond. And I had to learn how to scoop it up and change it. And the water becomes cleaner the more tools you have. And automatically reforms your mind, changing your body. This is Masaru Emoto, what I was talking about. We've got lots of different things. This is just a calendar I keep. But you can also take if you've got phones, you can always just photograph it, so you can have a look. He does lots of messages and water books. He's not around anymore now, he died. But he looked so young, and he was always very positive. But he was late 70s when he went. And you'd have thought he was only about 40 when you looked at him. Lovely man. He used to like singing, by the way. He kept himself. This is another thing. If you can keep yourself high in life, keep yourself. What makes you happy? Do that. Change that. If you feel that something's making you feel heavy, then do something that makes you happy.
I stopped watching. I used to be really into current affairs, and I've stopped watching the news.
Exactly.
This is really heavy and really depressing, actually.
Exactly. And what it
What's
does.
going on in the state of the world?
Yeah.
A friend of mine watches The Simpsons. I occasionally watch that, but then also watching TV. It's not great. I like to be outdoors, so I spend much more time.
Good.
I like gardening, for instance.
Yeah. And if you can do it.
doesn't know, does it?
I
If it's
go
real or
outdoors
if it's
much more,
That's right.
and I feel much better.
Yeah, exactly. I mean, you don't have to all go outside, but you don't
It's
have
quite
to watch
simple what I've
that.
done.
Yeah. Although most people, I've had quite a few people that say to me, well, I want to be informed. Okay, if you're going to be informed, right, say you've just seen...
From watching the news.
Well, you've got a bit of the news there, haven't you, really?
Yeah, a version.
You've got a version, yeah. Or the newspapers, haven't you? But what that's just done, you don't get a good newspaper, or hardly ever. You don't get good news channels, do you? You get this is wrong and that's wrong. Very, very rarely do you get something nice. Maybe local news if you like.
You get a couple of items
Yeah.
on the news.
But what's already
like
happened?
feel-good stories. Or
Yeah,
whatever.
yeah. What was you going to say, Dan?
Yes, then.
Oh, I thought you were going to say, yes, that's true, yeah. It is, yeah. But, okay, so you just think now, you've watched the news for more than 17 seconds, right? What's it just done? It's just done a microwave meal to most of all, the base. That's worry, that's what's going to happen. Oh, can't have children out, can't have grandchildren, oh no. What's going to happen? You can't go abroad, can't do this. And so suddenly fear and worry, you know. So, you've just done that by watching the news. You're absolutely wise. Okay, you might want to watch the news, okay? I support that too. If you're going to watch the news, then think of that straight after. If you're going to do it, yeah? It's a game you play with yourself. If you want to be informed, go, no, it's going to be absolutely fine. There's no hole in my boat. I'm not going to sink because it wouldn't help anything.
Well, I've watched, I'm quite into the environment, and not very politically active, but I've funded, financially supported Greenpeace for about 15 years.
Yeah.
And now, because I did that technique,
Yeah.
really, without even realising I'd done it.
You've done it, naturally.
Yeah, and
Quite a few people
now
here.
I've switched off the TV, and now I'm going on responding to an email from Greenpeace. I'm
Yeah.
going on a march in Plymouth on the 20th of September.
Yeah.
And I think that's really part of the solution, because I'll meet lots of people, network with people who are a lot more politically active and know more about what's going on.
But as long as you don't react in a negative way to it, or you change it, you'll be fine.
I'm not, yeah.
You see, if you might wonder what I'm doing here, with a bit of paper and pen,
Okay.
very nicely said, Rob. Very nicely said. I like people joining in, so feel free. The reason why you've got a paper, are you using a pen?
No, I'll get a pen and a chair.
Oh, good.
I'll take my pencil this morning. We'll need to take my pencil.
Okay, now the reason why you've got a paper, now don't be shocked, right? The reason you've got this is because I know, the reason why you've got these, girls, and I've got more if you want some, so if you want 2 bits of paper, just say I want another one, and another one, I'm fine with that. There's a great book by John Parkin, here he is, I've met him too, great guy. He's quite a spiritual man, and I don't mean religious, he kind of understands what the body's doing and what happens when you, a bit like me really, you know. So, but he talks about pressure and how much pressure we put on our lives and lots of areas. This book I'm encouraging you to pick up and open anywhere and just read a paragraph and you go, oh yeah. So the reason why it's called this, it's called Fuck It. Now don't be shocked, but what it is, it's about going, oh, just let go. And you're using a word you're not allowed to use because your mum wouldn't like it. Okay, so what it is, it's no, you're not being abusive to anybody, but you are being, what's the ultimate word? I'm not allowed to, oh, I'll use that. And everybody giggles. It's a fun thing. It's only a fun thing. So it's the ultimate spiritual way. And if anyone just opens it up, you'll find, oh my goodness, yeah, that's right. just having a look at it. Just open it up anywhere and you'll see what I mean. So, detach with it, okay? So I made up, he doesn't know this yet, when I talk to him, he's going to reinforce my book. I made up a practical thing. Chuck it in the bucket. So, and this is just fun. Now I'm not asking you to go to Asda and buy one of these, but you can do it in your mind. And that's why you've all got these. You can always put that on the fridge and think, have I got all worried today? You see, remember what I said about detachment? Detachment takes it away from your head and it takes it away from your body. Do you understand what I mean? Yeah? So it removes the poison from your mind and your body. Yeah? And it stops you from forming that awful pathway that's going to make everything feel worse anyway. Even if you didn't believe in the law of attraction. So, detachment is the answer. Okay? And I know this. When you do this exercise, not only are you helping your base, you're also helping this area. Your eyes will improve. I know that sounds odd, but detachment gives you freedom here. People have less headaches. People have less eye strain. People sleep better. Okay? Less dreams, less bad dreams, I should say. So it's worth doing this, just for those two areas. And all of my exercises have a special effect on each part of the body. So you've all got these to take home, just to remind you. It's fun, okay? And you've also got these to take as well. So, I want you, if you play this game, it will make you laugh, okay? It will make you feel better. So, you don't have to write everything down in full, but imagine, I mean, I wasn't actually going to get you to write anything, but I think it makes you feel better because it's a tangible action. When you've got a tangible action, you feel more as if something's happened. And your adrenal levels will get better, your spine aligns better, you feel more in control, you feel happier, you feel less afraid. All those things happen when you do this exercise as well. So, think of something now that's been bugging you, something that's been worrying you, concerning you. Sorry, cross that word out. Cross that word out. Something that's been concerning you. It might be a physical thing, it might be someone else, it might be anything. Just write it down. That's been bothering me. That's been concerning me, right? No one's going to read this, I promise you. But if you write it down, you'll be getting rid of it. You're out of mind onto the paper, all right? You can also do this in your mind. So you don't... Okay, now I want you to get hold of that and I want you to crush it up. When you've done it, I want you to put it into a nice big ball. I promise you it will be incinerated. I promise. So I want you to chuck it in the bucket. Come on. It's gone. It's just left you. Yay! Go on then. Wonderful. It's gone. Whatever you've got is out of your head. Now I want you to think, right now, of the opposite. Opposite of our partners. He'll be happy about that, will he?
Don't you better,
Detachment makes you laugh. And if you just said chuck it in the bucket. It's a giggle. It's a giggle. It makes you feel good. I know, you're very close, I can tell.
You might need another piece of paper.
Yeah, because you're another paper. Right. So now anything you want to chuck in there. You can do one thing and think now of the opposite of that. Think of the opposite, chuck it all up, throw it up. Somebody I know has one of these and they put it on there and do you know what they do every night? They chuck it, all of it, whatever it is, into the log burner or the shredder or whatever. Okay? This is really, really good. Because now what you've just done is got rid of all of that. Oh, bad. Put it over here. That was making you feel bad. Now, you've got to think of the opposite. Think of the opposite of that. Breathe it in, smile. Yeah. You've just got rid of it. You've actually reformed a new pathway. That's the first action you've just done. You did it when you did the crosses as well. So what I do, if I have a thought and I know, and I haven't got anything to remind me, in the day, am I happy or heavy? Am I thinking, oh, that's a worry? Oh my goodness. If a thought comes up twice, it's a worry. So do you know what I do? Cross it out in my mind. There's that picture in my head. Everything's going to be okay. Even if I don't know how it's going to be okay. It's just opened that chakra and I feel better. That's funny, that the backache's gone. Or this is gone. And I've proved this over and over again. Do you want some more paper?
No,
I was making sure this was your pack.
Okay. And can I borrow you a minute? Yep. As you're near. Okay, so I want to show you something. Some of you have actually seen this or heard of it. It's called kinesiology. Okay? So I want you to hold your arm out, okay? And I want you to resist me, okay? Really resist, that's lovely. Quite strong, quite strong. And this will work on yourself, you can play with this with other people. I want you to think of something that's really made you happy, okay? Something that's made you happy, 10 out of 10 happy. Something that you were over the moon about. Just think of something now. Got it? You got it? Now keep trying to resist me. Resist me, that's it. Lovely. You're really happy? Yeah? Great. Okay, now I want you to think of something that's made you incredibly sad. And we're not going to do this for very long. I just want to show you the difference, okay? Something's made you sad, Annie. See her arm going right down there? She couldn't resist. There was no resist. You're a strong woman, aren't you? But when we have a sad thought, that's what happens. Now that only took about 10 seconds. We're going to quickly undo that, otherwise she's going to be a microwave meal. So, think of something really happy again. Something really happy. Come on, happier, happier. Good. Got it? Lovely. Yay. Right. You resist me. Look at that. I'm pushing. I've got quite good muscles, but look at the difference. Thank you, Annie. Thank you. Oh, lovely. And I've just given her a hug. Do you know why I've given her a hug? Because it raises her serotonin and oxytocin levels. You've got hormones in your body that are released when you're happy. So that can't hurt her, what we've just done. But I needed to show you. Now, you never would have guessed that your energy would be so low. But it was, wasn't it? For a moment. And every one of us here can feel bad about something, can't we? What is it doing to your body? David Hamilton, another scientist, I love scientists. And I've met him too. And so I can always give you reference to him. He's got lots of evidence on YouTube and stuff. But anyway, he was talking about two groups of people in two different rooms with an experiment with paper and pen, basically a whole list of words. People were writing down all these words they were told to write, and they were all just normal everyday words. So in room A, we had all positive words. You know, nothing serious, all happy words. In room B, there was loads of negative things like worry, illness, sadness, depression, death, anything, all the heavy words. All the heavy words were on this in room B. All the light words were in room A. So all they thought they were doing was just writing and saying them out loud. They didn't think anything of it. Well, what they were really doing is someone was in the hallway, and when the people came out, when each person came out of the room and walked down the corridor, there was someone timing to see how long it took them to get from the door to the front door. How long did it take them? So they were timing it secretly. And every single person in room B all took 20 seconds longer to get out the front door because they were walking slower and heavier. They were just the same as your arm. They were heavy. And we don't know it. We don't realise it. But people in room A, well, they were risking out because they were feeling happy. And that's the difference. You think of a happy thought, you'll have more energy. You think of an unhappy thought, what are you doing to yourself? And you're attracting more of it because you're going to feel like everywhere you go, there's more of the same. Have you noticed that? You know, if something's wrong with, say, 10 things go wrong in that day. And you think, well, I'm always getting days like this. And guess what? You carry on doing it. I did it for years. I was an expert. I don't do it now. If I catch that thought, I won't allow it. No, you can't change the tyre. But I can feel better about it. Okay, something good's going to come from it. Well, I'm going to go to work. Maybe someone's going to stop and help me. And they'll feel good about themselves. And maybe they'll do it for nothing. Or maybe so-and-so can ring up. And you might actually laugh about the whole thing because it's not going to drag you down if you don't allow it. You know, it is a choice. You might not think it's a choice because for years we get told we've got to plan our lives, we've got to overcome these problems. But no one actually tells you that while you're planning, you're worried. And the worry is doing that, destructive. It's bringing you down. So if you can keep your mind into a more positive place and choose to raise that energy, you're going to be a winner. You're going to be winning physically first. And that's going to be a good thing when you're not in pain. I bet there's no one that really hasn't got anything wrong or wasn't in this room. Really? You know, it might be an achy knee, or it might be a back, or it might be circulation, or it might, do you see what I mean? Most people have something. But it's only evidence. If a thought comes up twice or 3 times in your mind in that day, oh, there's that thought again. Don't be frightened of it. Hold it up. Oh, yeah, there it is. That needs a bit of a filter. Let's reform it. Let's either cross it out and change it to something positive, or chuck it away Okay? So, I'm going to get you all to stand up right now. And if you can, it'd be lovely if you sat there for a while, sorry. So, okay, I'm going to do two things here that's going to make you, one's going to make you laugh, and one is very practical, and Lynn knows this one, because I used to do it at her meetings, and it used to make everyone feel better. And now imagine you have a dial, and the dial from 1 to 10, that's low energy, this is amazing, right? And you think, oh, I've got no energy to go, I can't walk now, and heavy. Okay, we want to bring you from whatever scale you are to a 10, right? So, I want you to say with me repeatedly, as we breathe in, we're going to take our arms up and we're going to say, I feel good over and over again, and get louder, okay? So let's do it, because our minds are listening. Ready? So ready? I feel good, I feel good, I feel good, I feel good, I feel good.
I feel good.
I forgot to mention we say great at the end. Should we do it again? Okay. So we feel great at the end, okay?
Oh, in fact, this is on.
That's okay, stay as far as you are, darling. No, sweetheart, wherever you are.
Is that operations on that one?
That's okay, darling. Can you go here?
Yeah.
That's
Yeah,
fine.
just back
That's fine. You stay right there. You stay right.
Do the best you can.
This will be really good because it's about the... Imagine you've done it, because we're going to do that as well, okay? So just imagine, but don't put yourself in any pain at all. Just bring it as far as you can, okay? Right, so say again, I feel good, I feel good, I feel good, I feel good, I feel good. You can put your arms at the front. Okay, then just imagine you're flat, alright? Then just imagine you've done the same as everyone around you. Yes, slightly side, that's perfect, thank you. That's a really good idea then, thank you. Do you want to do it one more time? Okay. I feel good, I feel good, I feel good, I feel good, I feel great. Lovely, well done. Now, you've already felt better, but you don't know why. You've been sat there and suddenly you feel better. So should we do, you haven't measured it, but if you think about it, you can move just a little bit more and you're smiling. And when you smile, your body thinks you're happy. Because it sends energy. Yeah, when you're smiling. Yeah. But when you're smiling, your face muscles tell your brain that you're happy. And when that happens, you suddenly release the hormones and you are, and you don't know why. So, you're actually happy because you smile. You're not smiling because you're happy, you see? Although it does make you laugh. I'm going to make you laugh again, one more time. What we're going to do, let's have a look. Say breathe in, security and trust. Would that be a good one for you all? Would you all need a bit of that? Security, trust. You fancy that? That's the opposite of worry. What's
Security and trust in what?
Anything. Life. Should we breathe in what makes us feel good? What's the opposite of worry? Opposite of worry is?
It's completely and utterly
Trust.
peaceful and...
Trust, happy. Trust, happiness. Would that be right? What's about happiness? What else word? Happiness and peace. There you go. So we're going to breathe in happiness and peace. Ready? I breathe in happiness and peace. Bring your arms as far as you can, no more. And on the outward breath, I want you to say, fuck it. It makes you laugh. And when you laugh, no one's going to know it's inside this room, it's fine. No one's going to hear you. But it's about releasing the pressure from here. And when we do that, on a subconscious level, we are feeling better. If you can't say the word, pretend you've said it. Okay? It's the same as when you're doing that exercise. You don't actually have to do it. You can do it in your mind and still feel it. I've seen people do this, but they do it silently, in your mind. It's the same thing. You've just done that to that. So let's do one more, peace and happiness, yeah? Okay. I feel peace and happiness. And on the outward breath, you say, good, wonderful. Give yourself a clap, because you're really well. Thank you very much. Coffee now, because you've done really well by listening. Anybody wants to ask questions or talk amongst themselves? There's two toilets, by the way, there's toilets up there.